Was good, ballers? This is Jim's Ballin' back again with the weekly recap, thoughts, reaction to, sadly, the last Lions game of the season, and that was just a heartbreaking loss. I guess I just wanted to say real quick, sorry for not getting the usual power rankings, prediction videos, usual weekly videos. I was traveling this past week on a bit of a vacation, and got back on Saturday for my vacation, had a nice vacation, was feeling nice and happy. Got home right before the Lions game, all happy. I was super hyped. Lions with the number 1 seed, best season in franchise history. Get to watch a playoff home game playing against the Commanders. Should be a good win, but that's not how it worked out. And that was just a rude awakening that, hey, the vacation's over, season's over, back to usual bullshit. But yeah, this was a heartbreaking loss. I'd say this is just worse than the 0-16 season. I mean, at least when you're 0-16, like, it sucks losing every game, but I mean, the expectations are so low, you know, your team is really shit. You know, you're going to lose a bunch of games. But the expectations were sky high. The Lions were kind of looking like the favorite to win the Super Bowl right now. You're the 1 seed at home. All you got to do is just win 2 home games, and then you're at the Super Bowl. Like, everything was perfectly laid out for the Lions, and it was just disappointing. This was just heartbreaking. And there's just one big stat, and that's just the turnovers. 5 turnovers by the Lions, 0 by the Commanders, and that was the difference in the game. I mean, even the fact that the Lions turned over the ball 5 times compared to Commanders 0 and only lost by 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's kind of a big feat in itself that they only lost by that many points. Like, it could have been way worse. Because when you look at the stats of the game, I mean, the Lions had more total yards, more passing yards, more rushing yards, more yards per play, even more first downs. Like, I mean, just looking at the stats, looking at those stats, I mean, it looked like the Lions played a better game. I mean, the Lions, all in all, are the better team. But like I said, the big thing was the turnovers. That's what lost the game for the Lions. And the other thing was time of possession. The Commanders won the time of possession in the game. It seems like the Commanders just had these commanding drives, ate up a lot of clock, and these drives ended up in touchdowns. The Lions also couldn't get stops. That was also a big thing. The Lions didn't play complementary football. I mean, the Lions were able to score points, but it seemed like when they scored really quickly, and the defense was just back on the field. Didn't get to rest too much. And just to have an injured, banged-up defense, have to play that many snaps, losing time possession, like, this defense was just tired. They were exhausted. And just with all the turnovers and then the Lions just not having the time possession, just the defense, they didn't get to rest really at all. And this was just a bad matchup. The Lions didn't really play a scheme or a quarterback like Jayden Daniels at all this season. They weren't super familiar with how their offense plays and didn't really have a plan to stop it. But yeah, it sucks, all the turnovers and your defense, and that'll lose you games. The Lions are the better team, but they just didn't play like the better team. That's the thing. And all the credit goes to Jayden Daniels and the Commanders. I have to admit, Jayden Daniels is an extremely good quarterback, and he'll be scary for years to come. Although I'll have my one little salty moment. I have a little salty rant right here. I'm a little sick of the whole Jayden Daniels. He's so cold-blooded. He's so cool. Like, they kept mentioning that over and over during the game. Like, he's so level-headed. Nothing bothers him. Like, that's getting old a little quick. He's a rookie, but he's so level-headed and nothing bothers him. Like, we get it. You said it over and over and over. Like, there was a shot where Jayden Daniels was just sitting on the bench, and he's just like, bro, he's so cold-blooded, bro. He's so much aura. Like, he's just sitting on the fucking bench. Like, what do you mean he's so cold-blooded? He's just sitting on the bench. But yeah, I do like Jayden Daniels. And at this point, yeah, I hope Jayden Daniels and the Commanders do end up winning the Super Bowl. I mean, of the remaining teams, I probably do like the Commanders the most. If not, probably the Bills the second. But yeah, all credit to the Commanders. I mean, that defense, I didn't think that defense of the Commanders was that good, but the secondary, they got the turnovers, and their defensive front was able to pressure Goff a good bit, so the Commanders are a really good team. And it may seem like after this loss, maybe the sky's falling for the Lions, but I don't really see it that way. I mean, this roster should still be insanely good going into the next season. I mean, that offensive line should still be good. Goff will still be there. They still have both those running backs. Still have Amon-Ra, and you look at the defense, how injured they were. I mean, going into next season, we'll actually have all these guys back. If this team can stay healthy, I mean, they should be just as good next season, is the thing. So no, I don't think the sky's falling. I don't think the Super Bowl window is closed for the Lions. This was just a tough loss for an injured team, and just hope next season have the same roster, stay healthy, and with Aiden Hutchinson back, I mean, he's probably the Lions' best player. He's probably the MVP for the Lions, and he was out for most of the season for the Lions, and they ended up with a 15-2 record. So no, I don't think things are over for the Lions. I guess the big question is for the offensive and defensive coordinators, will Glenn and Johnson be back? I don't know. But I mean, even if both of them are gone, even if one of them's gone, this roster is still going to be really stacked. Dan Campbell's still going to be the head coach and be able to lead this team. These guys still have a lot of faith in Dan Campbell. They're still going to fight hard for Dan Campbell. This roster's still going to be really good, like I said. So I don't think things are over for the Lions. This is just a really tough loss. But yeah, I think this Lions team should be back just as strong next season. Really disappointing, but I mean, it's sports. It happens. Upsets happen. And like I said, this team was really injured. So hopefully next season don't have as many injuries, so have a better chance. But that'll wrap it up for the Lions. Best regular season in Lions history, but disappointing one and done playoff performance here. But next season should be better, we hope. But that'll wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Jim's Ballin', and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.